I really think that we got beast, Antichrist, ET deception. We got image of beast, false prophet, AI deception put together for the strong delusion.
Can you break that
I'm
down
seeing
a
it
bit
all.
more for us? Because for you, it's common sense, but for us, we need a bit more explanation there. How's it going to look like?
So the beast of Revelation is generally taken to be the Antichrist, but the Revelation also speaks of the second beast, and in a later chapter of Revelation, the second beast is referred to as the false prophet. Now, the false prophet is what breathes into the image of the beast to enable it to speak, but it does not thereby actually make it alive. And this is a key distinction. And unfortunately, actually, the more traditional translations of Scripture don't have the best translation of this, like Douay Rheims, which is generally the best. But for this point, it says that the false prophet, breathed into the image of the beast to make it alive. No, the Greek, the Latin of the Vulgate, and the original Greek, it's simply enabled to speak by this diabolical breath. And this is a perversion of the breath of God in Genesis. So how does the capstone of the universe come about? Man is the capstone of the universe, Jesus himself being fully God and fully man. But in the beginning, God breathed into Adam and he became a living soul. So the devil in the end time, the eschatology mirrors protology. The last things mirrors first things, as we discussed towards the beginning of this webcast.
That's what the book's all about.
History. Yeah, it's all about the symmetry of history, the first and last deception. And yes, the good news is will of God, but to go from that and into that again, we got deception, guarding the way, as it were. So the breath of God into the clay, makes Adam into a living soul, the capstone of the universe, the perfection of all the works of God. And then at the end times, what do we have? We have the breath of the devil making the image of the beast, imago bestia. So we've got imago, man is the imago Dei, and then we've got the image of the beast, imago bestia, a perversion, a satanic perversion of the protological breath of God in Genesis, because the devil is attacking the supreme work of God, man, and the incarnation of Jesus Christ, fully God, fully man. So the beast himself is a man. The beast himself is just, Catholic tradition is very clear on this. The Antichrist, he's not a half demon, half man. He's not an alien. He's just a man. The Antichrist has a human mother and human father. The Antichrist even has a guardian angel, although he'll never listen to him, of course. So the Antichrist is just a human being who gives himself over entirely to Satan and gets in return all this tremendous power. But he still can't work a miracle because he's just a man. And even a demon can't work a miracle anyway. But so he's going to have this unbelievable persuasion and enigma. Don't even turn on your television to look at him. If it becomes clear that those times are upon us, don't listen to him for a second. And I'm not trying to be superstitious about this. I'm just trying to be realistic about human nature. You do not ever want to put yourself in an occasion of sin. The Antichrist will be the most seductive and persuasive human being who ever lived. Don't listen to him for a second. But anyway, he'll accumulate for himself immense power through that and through the satanic pretended signs and wonders he works. But he won't be able to just snap his fingers and have dominion over the whole world, because he's not God. He has no miraculous abilities. We will build that system for him. Now that system is built upon another deception, the AI deception. AI, of course, is very real. It's a real thing. ETs are completely fake. But AI is spreading its tentacles throughout the whole world now in such a way that you probably don't even realize how much AI has infiltrated. And I'm saying, I don't mean this you, Ron and Debbie. I mean you just in general, speaking to people in general, including myself. We don't even realize how much AI is infiltrated and insinuated itself into the very fabric of our institutions. We don't even realize how much ChatGPT generated garbage is telling us our news now, is telling us what the meanings of words are when we look this up. And I have a big expose on this coming out. I allude to it in the book. I didn't want to put the details in it for various reasons, but I'm going to be releasing it soon. AI has insinuated itself everywhere. Now, this mark of the beast, we all know the mark of the beast is coming, of course, whether in the right hand or forehead, and it's going to control all finance. Once this mark of the beast is joined to this global AI system that has been given permission by us, because the book of Revelation says we will be deceived into doing this. We will give this AI, this unchecked AI system, complete control over our lives. And when it's combined with a chip for payment in the right hand or the forehead, the Antichrist will basically de facto have control over the whole world, even though he's still just a man. The people will believe the lie, and I speculate, this is what we're being set up for. They'll believe the lie that he's an ET, or that he has access to ET revelations to give the solution to the crisis that the world is in, probably nuclear war, maybe something else. And he'll say, to give this solution, I need this system in place. And that system will be the image of the beast, an AI breathed into by the devil to be possessed by the demons, even though we, in our thought, will regard it as an actual sentient computer, an actual super intelligent AI, which is also impossible. And that's
Is it going to be Google? Sorry, I shouldn't say that since I'm on YouTube.
Since we're on, well, let me, instead of saying anything else that might get you in trouble there, I'll just say you won't believe how much what you just mentioned is.
Mute him.
you won't believe how much that's part of this. How the most powerful pundits in the world for the last couple decades, but especially the last couple of years, they have explicitly told us that they are trying to reenact the fall of man through AI. Henry Kissinger and Eric Schmidt, the CEO of the company you just mentioned, just came out with a book that almost explicitly says that they are working towards a reenactment of the fall of man through AI. I mean, they are telling us what they're about to do.
How is that possible? I don't understand that. How can you reenact the fall of man?
So,
sorry,
they want us. What's the primary image of the fall of man? It's a woman's hand reaching up to a tree
an apple
to get an apple. The biggest book right now is called Co-Intelligence: Living and Working with AI. Look up the cover for it. You can do a search for it right now if you're watching. I hope I'm remembering that right. Anyway, maybe I'm not remembering the title right, but they use this image all the time. They realize that what they're doing by saying that AI is now about to become AGI, it's about to acquire rationality, it's about to surpass us. They realize that what they're doing is trying to tap into a new revelation of knowledge beyond humanity. And they have the harbingers of this deception, the great men of the earth, the head of Google, and even Musk, and even the people like that. They realize that what they're doing is they're inviting us. Yep, I was right. Okay, that's it. They use this image all the time. This is the biggest selling book in AI right now. They're saying that now with AI, we're not alone anymore. Now we have another intelligence coming here, and it's of our own creation. So we've got the ET deception, giving one half of the pagan idolatry being reborn in the present day. We've got the AI deception giving us the other half of the pagans of old. They created idols and then they worshiped them, thinking them to be alive. We're doing the exact same thing today with AI, and it is merging with the ET deception to create the great deception itself. Wherever the ET deception fails to deliver, the AI deception is doing it. So these are not just random futurists. These are not random bloggers. This is Henry Kissinger co-wrote this other book. Now I can't remember what it's called, but I quote it for a couple pages in my book. It might be called Genesis, actually, or something like that. But they know full well that they're trying to reenact Genesis, and they are reenacting it in the wrong way. They are not so subtly exalting the choice of Eve to reach up and take the fruit and bite it. I mean, look at the logo of the most famous, tech company, the bite out of an apple. But it's almost, they say that Freemasons and various other elite organizations have this little agreement. I don't know if it's true or not, but that they have to announce what they're going to do before they do it in some way.
Yes.
Boy, are they announcing it clearly right here with AI deception.
Wow.
They're telling us.
So the new Apple is going to be the integration with AI, like the human AI integration.
They need us to believe the lie. Yes.
The
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, they need us to believe the lie that AI is now a real person, when in fact it's just a dead and dumb computer. But just like the pagans of old believed that their stupid idols were alive, and the Bible repeatedly condemns them for doing that, we are doing the exact same thing today. And once a critical mass is reached, once enough people believe this diabolical lie that their stupid computers that they call AI are actually rational, that's when the devil comes in and possesses it. Just like he did.
So is this AI going to be like the brain chip of Elon Musk? Is it going to be? Are we going to be able to like interface visually?
I think that's going to be required.
Yeah.
I think the chip. I don't know what capabilities the chip will wind up actually having. The Antichrist will get all he needs as long as he's got a chip in our right hand or forehead that he can control all of our purchases with, which is actually easy to do with current technology.
How is this chip going to be seductive? Like, how are they going to sell it? Because obviously they need to sell it. They need to have some selling.
My theory, right? Yeah. Well, first of all, it's going to be required, and you're going to be killed if you don't get it, which is fine. That's going to be part of it. So be sure you accept martyrdom rather than get this chip. But the other half is they're going to make you want it, and it's going to be really seductive also. And my speculation is that the Antichrist is going to say, okay, I've got this extraterrestrial solution to nuclear war or famine or plague or whatever. I can stop it. I can fix this. But I need you guys to get this infrastructure going in order for me to disseminate this extraterrestrial revelation. It's all going to be a lie. It's all going to be a deception. As the Bible repeatedly says, the whole great persecution is founded on a deception. But I believe this Antichrist, I believe he will seduce us into thinking that this system is necessary for us to receive. The details, I don't know. This is speculative.
Yep.
But he'll convince us. Don't be convinced, but he'll attempt to convince us, and he will succeed with most, that this AI mark of the beast infrastructure will be necessary as the vehicle for the dissemination of his apparent solution that the Catechism warns us the Antichrist will provide as a supposed solution to our problems. And once we build that system for him, and we practically already have, with just how connected the whole world is, with the internet being everywhere, with everyone having a smartphone in their hands, all they got to do is get a few more crevices of the world connected to the internet. And, Musk is doing that right now with his Starlink. A few more crevices of the world connected with the internet, a bit more dissemination of smartphones. The chip will be extremely cheap and easy to manufacture. So that could be done practically overnight. A chip in everybody's right hand or forehead to connect them with their smartphone through this AI infrastructure. The Antichrist will say this is necessary to implement the extraterrestrial solution, when in fact it will be a complete lie, simply in order to institute the system of the beast, to control all buying and selling, and institute the great persecution. That's my theory.